What's happening, folks? This is NaptownBorn. We're going to talk a little bit about Paul Williams and Sergio Martinez tonight, and then I'm going to do another one, some more on Funeka and Guzman, and some other things like bad shit that's been going on in boxing like this year. But let's focus on Paul Williams and Martinez. Now, I said in my last video, I hadn't watched really a lot of Martinez, but from what I saw of him, he's good. He's good. Paul Williams is definitely going to outclass this guy, but he's good. That's what I originally thought. And after checking up some more on Martinez, I got my questions, as does most people I think who've seen him. The Cintron fight. Yeah, he won, but he didn't really win impressively enough to, call robbery. But, he won. In all fairness, he should have won that fight. But draw. Margarito fights, you know what, I'm just kind of counting those out these days. Except for Cotto, because I think he did something mentally to Cotto. I just kind of count those out. I count them out against Cintron. I count them out against Martinez. But be that as it may, Martinez is good. He's got some speed. He's got some good boxing skill. He's got some talent. He moves around okay. He has some good. He's got some good head movement. But he doesn't really capitalize a lot. He's okay counterpuncher. He's not really impressive in one particular area. I mean, he's solid, which I like about Paul Williams taking this fight. I mean, let's not forget, this should be Kelly Pavlik. This should be Pavlik versus Williams. The fight we all really want to see. We don't really want to see this fight. They've been hyping Martinez up like he's another feared boxer in the ring. No, people just don't really care to fight him. There's better people on their minds, and this is after watching him. I watched that Cintron fight. Yeah, he did win, but I'm not gonna call foul. I'm not gonna call robbery because he wasn't that impressive. But he beat Cintron, who was also not impressive. Cintron could outbox Margarito for however many rounds, until he got hurt, but Margarito always hurt him. And that's why I'm not counting that against him either. Because, we don't know what was in that dude's gloves. But anyway, the thing is, Martinez is not in Paul Williams' class. Paul Williams can box. Paul Williams can hit you from angles. I mean, people have always talked about Hopkins' angles. I mean, when you think about angles, you think about somebody like Hopkins, who uses angles to win fights. And Paul Williams that dude can throw from anywhere. He can throw from anywhere in the ring. I don't think he's best at real close. But he's got extra long arms, so even him, when he tightens up a little bit, he's still got some reach on some of these guys. He's, fighting at welterweight, he was a tall guy with freakishly long reach. This dude's wingspan is huge compared to his, height. He's what, 6 foot tall? When you think of it, would have been Kelly Pavlik. Kelly Pavlik was still giving up what? 3 or 4 inches of reach, and he was an inch taller than Williams. To combine that with Williams' punch output, this guy can throw 1,000 punches a fight. I mean, this is a 1 point scoring motherfucker. But he doesn't just want to score points, He wants to, get at people and win and beat them impressively. And, he can knock some people out at the weights he fights. But Martinez isn't exactly the 160-pound guy. I'm not even sure if this fight's 154 or 160. I'm going to assume it's 160 because that's what Williams was going to train for against Pavlik. But even if it's 154, it really makes no difference in the outcome of this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a knockout. You know, Williams used to throw a lot of weak slapping punches but he threw so many just scoring points. But they were slapping punches, it used to be, from outside, and he used that reach, and that's what he was supposed to do. You know, he never really sat down on a lot. He never put a lot of power in a lot, but he outscored, and then when people start getting in trouble, he could smell blood in the water. This guy's a true pro. He's a true superstar, and he should be getting a lot more attention than what he gets. I mean, they're hyping up Martinez like this is going to be some awesome fight, and it's not. I thought Paul Williams would sneak by him in a decision, mainly because Martinez is solid. You know what I mean? And he can throw. He can't throw like Paul Williams can throw, but he can throw, and he's quick. His defense isn't that great because I think he relies too much on rolling and moving his head and rolling his shoulders. You know, which confuses some people, but not a guy like Paul Williams. Paul Williams is going to get at him. And I think it's going to be evident from round 1 all the way to round 12. What I do think will happen is in spots, Martinez will figure something out here or there to counteract some of Paul Williams' work, and then maybe a few rounds he'll be able to decrease that punch output of Paul Williams, and get at him a little bit when Paul Williams starts to plant his feet and throw. So when he plants his feet, it is trouble for him, but it's a lot more trouble for the other guy. And I think Martinez will be able to slip by it a bit more than what people are giving him credit for, but not enough. Still not nearly enough. I don't think this will be a whitewash. I think Paul Williams will take this something like at the most for Martinez, at the most 8 rounds to 4, maybe. You know what I mean? Not close, but not a bad fight. It's a lot better than some of the guys Paul Williams could have fought, and that's what makes Paul Williams awesome. Is he'll fight anybody. This guy, what does he do? He broadcasts across 3 weight classes to get a fight with anybody, just anybody. And he comes across Kelly Pavlik, and we end up with Williams fighting Martinez and Pavlik fighting who gives a shit. We all know what's going to happen. But that's my Williams. Hold on a sec. Well, my screen's fucked up. I can't get to I can't get to shut the fucking recording off. I have to make this thing over. I'm gonna be fucking pissed. There we go. You know what happened? I really need to quit smoking because I was hitting the wrong button.